you must recognize what reality they're in, what they resonate with. You could even say on a more spiritual level or on an energetic level, whatever you want to call it. And if it's someone who may be quote unquote toxic, not to label them a toxic piece of shit, okay, who, it doesn't mean necessarily cut them off completely, but if you're not aware of your surroundings, you may be controlled right now and just held back in ways you're not aware of. And this goes deeper than just surface level, like, well, are they successful in life? Do they make money? That's great, but it doesn't mean they're not toxic, okay? So in terms of the tells, okay, this is what I see, by the way, when I look at people. I get the initial read, I can vibe, I can shoot the shit, but I also get the energetic read. And I know immediately what type of reality you're in, just looking at most of you here. I know immediately right now, if you stay in this reality, how much success you will have in life and the type of life you will live. I've seen it also for years in the dating scene where guys come up and I know immediately on a program who will do well, who will suck, who will never get good, no matter what, unless they fix this, and who will take a long fucking time to get good. And it's not the little tips or tricks. This is the real shit. Okay? So number one, we'll start with the physical tells. The first question you want to ask yourself is, are they emanating life? Yes or no? Now this sounds a little weird. Like, what do you mean? We're all alive. What does that mean? Emanating life. We're breathing. Of course they're alive. No. You can be existing and you can be living. And you can see it in a person. Just look for fun at the people around you here. Who here is emanating life and who here is just kind of derping around, just dead inside? Like their body's there, but are they really there? Just look around. I'm sure you can spot a few. I can. Okay? Now, as soon as I said this, there's probably a little bit more, let's just say, mental energy that kicked in. It's like, oh, don't be pointed out. I'm alive. I'm alive. But you got to look at this. Like, is there that livelihood? You know? Or do they seem completely destroyed? Now, of course, there's times where, you know, you may cut into your sleep and you're just working quite hard and you seem a little destroyed, but there's still that, that hump behind it, as opposed to just like kind of retreating. Like there's not that same presence there. You can also look at it in the pupils. Are they fucking there or not? Now, don't get all, you know, obsessed with this. Like people are like, well, what exactly is the diameter of the pupil in millimeters? I want to know that it's like the limit. It's like, no, you can just sense. You know, if I tried to retreat, I would be, it's hard to do, but hey, everyone. I'm literally trying to like zoom out. It's like, hey, so, I'm here. My body's here. I'm alive, right? You know, I'm kind of alive, but I feel quite judged right now. There's like a certain retreating as opposed to, wow, like you're fucking there. Okay? Look at the pupils. Is there life? Even just facial expressions. Is their face moving? As opposed to just being very locked or blocked. You'll see that. It's like when someone smiles, like how often do they smile? Are they like, or I kid you not, this for a lot of people, due to the way that we're conditioned, and it's important to say that, it's not necessarily your fault, it's due to the way you're conditioned, most people cannot smile past this. And this hurts their fucking cheeks. It's true. It's like, I just can't. And then they feel so incongruent, so weird, because they're not used to that at all. They don't resonate with it. They're like, ugh, let me get back to my grumpy face. How much blockage is in the face? Or aliveness. Okay? And once more, look at the pupils. Is there life? Are they there? Are they present with you when you're talking to them? Or are they retreating in the mental realm? And that's the other thing. Okay? People who tend to say, live in, let's just label it, lower realities, do tend to retreat in the mental realm because it's just not as comfortable to inhabit all of their bodies. So you'll see people just kind of analyzing. When you're talking to them, they're not there with you. They're just in their head, like trying to compute what you're saying and then trying to figure out, what's perhaps the next thing I could say? What does this have to do with me? Okay? As opposed to, I acknowledge you, I'm there, I offer you my full presence, as cheesy as that may sound. Next thing to look for is, building on what we said, How often do they laugh? And by the way, you can also apply this to you. How often do you laugh? Not just a little smile, but actually laugh. Did you laugh today? Or do you have to actually think about this? Like, maybe last week, I hope. When was the last time you really laughed? And not laughed because you went out and got fucking drunk. Because you smoked weed and shit. I want a sober laugh. When was the last sober laugh? That's the question. Now you smile. I see you're like, we got one. Okay. How often do they laugh? What emotional state do they find themselves in the most? We all have this. We think every day is a new day, but that's not true. Every day is Groundhog's Day. What do you find yourself in the most? What do you find a way back to? If someone perhaps makes you laugh, can you stay in that state of joy and laughter? Or will you find your way back to a state of perhaps apathy or fear or anger or bitterness? What's your go-to? Okay, do that for yourself. Look at the people you're around. What are their go-tos on a day-to-day basis? How many people do you hang out with who are fucking there, who are laughing? How many people are just in their head retreating? Okay. Are they off balance? Another thing to notice in someone. And what I mean by off balance is 1 foot in the outer world, 1 foot in the inner world. Okay, the yin and the yang. People who are 100% outer, who are like, no inner work, it's all the outer, they look horrible. They're not in balance. It's the people like the ultimate hustlers you might see on YouTube, where it's like, you must hustle all the time. And it's like, whoa, are you okay? Yes, I'm hustling even now as I'm saying this. It's like, wow, there's something off there. There's not that balance. It's like, I'm hustling, I'm hustling, I'm hustling. On the other side, there's someone who's, you know what, fuck the outer world. Let's just be spiritual and meditate. And they're also off balance. They're like, hey, yeah, what? You know, what's yours is mine, what's mine is yours. Hey. Also off balance. You need the two, okay? And instead of fully retreating, and by the way, remember this, anything that's compulsive, because that is compulsive, to only be one side, there's some kind of internal resistance inside. They're resisting some part of themselves. You want to be whole. Instead of just being like, oh, hey, what's up? Or, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? You want that fucking power. And it's not forced. It's not like that. It's fucking strong and it's effortless. 1 foot in each. Are they grounded? Is there that solid center? And of course, it doesn't mean they have to be like this all the time. But overall, are they balanced? Another thing to notice. This is what I look for, by the way. When I'm talking to someone, I'm like, okay, conversation topics, how grounded? Are they in balance? What side are they leaning more towards? Are they there? Are they in their head? Are they smiling? Is their face moving a lot? What's their emotional state? What am I feeling off of them? And you got to get in the habit of feeling off of people too. To do this, you must also learn to inhabit your own body. You can't mentally do this. But you do get a feel. We're affected by that. Become aware of it. Look for any kind of twitchiness, lastly. Okay. Twitchiness, you'll kind of see it when I mention like blockages in the face, but also just kind of like a little bit of a twitch. It usually signals some kind of blockage inside, like not feeling at home in your body. Okay, so those are the physical tells. Going deeper, what are the verbal tells? Okay, look at the topics they gravitate towards. Okay, when do they light up? And you'll see it. In socializing, we call it, when are they hooked? If you talk to a friend and you share some good news. Hey, you know what? There's this dog today that was rescued from the fires. Wow. Do they light up? Or is this perhaps more exciting? Man, the death toll is growing. Do you want to know how many died today? You lit up for that. You're like, ha ha, dead today. Dog saved, who gives a shit? Give me the death count. Okay. Another example. Hey, do you want to hear about someone doing well? Or do you want to hear this crazy story about someone who completely ruined their lives? What sounds more appealing? And you can sense it in yourself. There's that little voice like, say they ruined their lives. I want to hear that story. what topics, when do they light up? When are they hooked? Is it gossip? You could say more, say, low vibration energy topics, people not doing well, dissing someone. Okay, that's another one where the themes of the conversation tends to be built on this whole competitive frame as opposed to a collaborative frame. Okay, one of my favorite examples of this is people who can only bond or create rapport by dissing someone, by creating a common enemy. You guys ever see that? You have friends like this where, like, say we're all friends, or say I'm the new one in the group. You guys are friends and I'm new. I'm like, hey, what's up, what's up? As soon as we're one-on-one, I'm like, dude, did you see him fucking laugh at the death count? Fuck that guy, you know? You know what he also said about you? Man, you gotta be aiming higher. You know, that guy, he's one of those toxic ones Julien was talking about. We gotta aim higher, we gotta find someone else. And guess what? We're bonding now. There is a certain rapport being created because it's us versus him. And then when you're out of there, dude, you know what this guy said? I kind of jokingly mocked you for the death count. And you know what he said? Yeah, fuck him. He's not your true friend. You gotta aim higher, man. You don't want fucking fair weather friends. You want real friends. You want deep connection, don't you? Right. Dude, you know what he said? Right? By dissing someone else, you create a certain bond. And some people, that's all they know. They have to have some kind of enemy. They cannot resonate with peace. It can't be like, hey, we're all winning, let's all kill it. There has to be some kind of dissing or gossip or someone that's external to us. Okay? You can tell that immediately. Competitive versus collaborative. Watch where they naturally steer the conversation. And this one, you don't have to be proactive with it. You can just chill. Like as you're talking, you're like, oh, you just kind of stop and see where they take it. Try to inject some good news. See if they stay with the good news or if they flip it back. They will subtly find a way to bring it back to complaint. You know? The best example is someone who's just naturally positive. You say, hey, this bad thing happened. Oh, that sucks. But hey, what about this? They'll steer it back to that. Someone who's negative, you go, hey, hear this great thing? Oh yeah, that's cool, I guess. But did you hear about this? Where do they steer it? Okay. In terms of the topics, they'll also tend to focus on problems versus solutions. And this sounds very general, but it can be very subtle. If you're in an argument or something goes wrong, they'll just keep looping on the problem as opposed to accepting the problem and then trying to find a solution. It's like, okay, there is a problem. What are we going to do about it? Oh, but the problem and the problem and the problem. And it's like, okay, what are we going to do? No, the fucking problem. And if that didn't happen, this would have happened, so on and so forth. Okay, problems versus solutions, bad stuff versus good stuff. Another one is facts versus stories. Okay, what are they focused on when shit hits the fan? Is it on the story they tell themselves or the actual facts? And that's something we can all work on, by the way. An amazing book, if you haven't read it, is Crucial Conversations. This is a must in any person's life, in my opinion. Where basically, let's just say right now, you have plans to meet with someone. Here's a good one. Say you meet someone out. Let's go on a date. You have plans. And 5-10 minutes before the date, they flake. Now, what's the fact? They flaked. Are you going to focus on that? Or is there the story? You know why they flaked? Because you're an ugly piece of shit. You know why they flaked? Because they're a horrible person. They don't respect me. Fuck them. You know why they flaked? Because they met someone better. They're trying to fucking play games on you. They're trying to manipulate you. It's a power play. How dare they? And we go off the fucking handle. That is a story. Focus on the facts. Someone who tends to be more, quote unquote, toxic will overemphasize the stories. It's just always the stories, never on the facts. Even when you bring the facts, it's back to the fucking story because it fuels them. There's a lot of to me versus for me. The general focus is things are happening to me. People are doing things to me. I'm a victim. People are the enemy as opposed to for me. Okay. And in terms of action tells, how often are they triggered? Okay, triggered is when, Eckhart Tolle would call this having a pain body attack, when something takes over, and let's just say your response is disproportionate to reality. If you say that text, for example, how often did you receive a text and something just took over, and you're like, fuck that person, and you just respond this huge fuck you text. And then you're like, oh man, what did I do? You were triggered. If you have massive anxiety when it comes to socializing or putting yourself out there, that is being triggered. It's not an appropriate response to reality. Putting yourself out there isn't necessarily comfortable, but it's not life or death scary. How often is that person triggered? You got to monitor it. You got to look for those tells. Okay? And what activities, this is in terms of the action tells, are they drawn to? Do they resonate with, say, present building activities or not? Do they get drawn to always going out and numbing themselves? Drinking, drugs, distractions, so on and so forth. Or if you take them to, let's just say, a health food place, or even like a seminar like this, or a meditation activity, or a spa, do they resonate with that? Or are they like, what is this shit? Let's go back to the bar. Okay. You got to look for that. And then overall, some questions I always ask myself with everyone I talk to is, are they moving up or down? You got to look at the trajectory of their lives. Okay? You can even project it in the future. Are they moving up or down? If you look at someone, even in terms of a partner, I did this years ago, like I'm meeting, say, women, I'm like, okay, here I could meet someone and, you know, we all get mesmerized by the physical. So we're like, oh, she's so beautiful. Oh, yes. But she's in a club drinking champagne, doing cocaine in the bathroom, and smoking cigarettes, and weed, and Molly, and everything. No, now, this person here, of course people change, but this is who they are now. But are they moving up or down? Fast forward 5 years, they're going to look very differently, right? A lot of the girls I remember meeting 10 years ago who were stunning, I mean, it's sad to say, but a bunch of them, I would not dare show them to anyone now. Whew. On the flip side, you could meet someone who might not be, let's just say, the most attractive girl, but it's someone who's health conscious, who resonates with, say, different spiritual teachings, with self-help, on moving up. And you'll see that girl 5-10 years later, and it'll be like a switch. Like the one who was up here, boom, and the other one. So in the long run, they're on that upward trajectory. You'll see this with people, even with friends. Are they moving up or down? What trajectory are they on? There is no remaining the same, by the way. Remaining the same means going down. Okay? And overall, what do they resonate with? Just the general reality, the general vibe, the topics overall. Like, what are they drawn to? Everyone's drawn to something. What do they resonate with? You got to bring your awareness to this. And of course, don't judge them. Don't be like, you know what, you're cut off. However, sometimes you may have to cut them off. But it is important to be aware of it, because all this stuff is going on beneath the surface, and we don't know. You hear, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and we just look surface. Okay, well, they seem normal. They didn't kill anyone. You know, I guess they're fine. I'm doing good. That one has, you know, a good amount of money. They're pretty successful. Fuck yeah. But as I said in the very beginning, just because they have money doesn't mean that this shit's not going on beneath the surface. A lot of people who, for some reason, made money are fucked inside. Completely fucked inside. And you'll see this, like, there is no escaping it. You can try to escape it on the external, and even if they get away with the self-sabotage, or for some reason they made money, it'll get them on the internal. Be aware of it. And again, that doesn't mean cut them off, but now you know what you're dealing with, and then you can choose accordingly. I personally still hang out with some toxic people myself. Not always. It's not the majority of the time, but at times, yes. Whether it's someone who, you know, in a situation like you just can't escape it, it doesn't mean just cut it completely, but like you may want to spend a small percentage with them. Also to remind yourself of it, to study it, to learn about it, because guess what? It's always easier to see it in others. Flip that around on you. Everything I just gave you, flip it around on you. Okay? And also one more tell, look at how they respond. Here's a funny one. Look at how they respond to what I just said here. If you explain this to one of them, do they take it in, or does it just not go, does it just glaze over? Huge. I can tell, by the way, everyone here, the people are just like glazing over, like, That's you. Because you don't want to snap out of it. You don't. There's a part of you inside that's literally like, fuck no. This is the ultimate comfort zone. The comfort zone to the reality you find yourself in. Okay. So, you can take it to heart, or you can be run by your environment. But always look beneath the surface. This is Julien, and welcome to Transformation Master.
It was fucking amazing.
This was huge for me. This was so important.
This gave me by far the greatest epiphanies I've ever.
And we got like real deep, and I found some issues within myself.
One of the best things I've seen so far in my life.
What you're about to experience going through this program is what completely changed my life on every single level. Okay, be it health, wealth, relationships, higher purpose, you name it. This is the stuff that finally produced that true, long-lasting personal transformation we're all after.